Hi, my name is Vena. I'm originally from Rea, but I live in Nandi. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bula, I'm John from Kornabuan, Papua. I love listening to Today FM. It rocks.
Bula, I'm Teopola.
Bula, I'm Makanisi.
We love listening to Today FM because it rocks in Ba.
Hola, my name is Tisal. I've been listening to Today FM.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Tonight, Hong Kong Sevens fever grips Fiji. Groundwork for COP23 begins. And High Court clerk charged with theft.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spade.
It's that time of the year again when for the next 3 days, rugby fans will be glued to television screens hoping for another win in Hong Kong by the Vodafone Fiji Sevens team. This year's tournament is extra special to coach Gareth Baber, who will be coaching the Fijians in front of his home fans. Rohit Deo with the story.
Coach Gareth Baber is yet to taste the tournament victory with the Fiji Sevens side. The former Hong Kong Sevens coach knows guiding the team to a win this weekend will be a challenge.
New Zealand in the black, Fiji in the black and white.
Particularly strange, I'm sure. I did it previously with Wales, yeah, I mean, obviously Hong Kong Stadium has come to feel like a home for me, and I know that the Fijians feel very similarly about it in that way, and they get great support, and the people back home in Fiji as well give great support for the love of Hong Kong Sevens.
Halfway comes Ragu.
Baber says the new inclusions will add firepower to the team's quest for a third consecutive Hong Kong title.
A couple of guys in there as well who've come through what's called a big, huge Maris tournament that happens in Fiji, and they performed in that. So obviously it was a combination, speaking to some individuals involved with the teams, and they wanted to be able to give some experience to those players, and I thought it was a good idea.
Back at home, fans are hoping for a first win this season.
Fiji can defend the title this weekend because some of the old players are back in team.
I think Fiji will defend the title because coming to Hong Kong, Fiji is a total team altogether, different team.
Well, I'm very proud if they're going to win this time.
Captain Oceania Championships, and it's Fiji's moment.
Fiji kicks off its campaign against Japan at 11:54 tonight. You can watch the entire tournament live on FBC TV. Rohit Deo, FBC News.
Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama is calling on the international community to get behind the implementation of the Paris Agreement. He made the comments in Suva today at the conclusion of the high-level Pacific Islands dialogue on building resilience to natural disasters and climate change. Maggie Boyle reports.
Climate change will define our development, the PM articulating the vulnerability of the region to the elements.
For we Pacific Islanders, climate change outstrips any other threat to our national security and its catastrophic potential. And adapting to this new reality is a matter of life or death.
Bainimarama says there needs to be an overhaul of financial assistance on offer for the countries that need it.
We need access to climate finance through a system that is not bureaucratic, and we ourselves need to be highly sophisticated about how we mobilize our own financial resources to meet this challenge.
As the incoming COP23 president, the PM also stressed the necessity to build resilient infrastructure.
And the only way to keep our development sustainable is to invest in public sector infrastructure that meets tougher building codes and standards.
A sentiment shared by the Minister of Economy.
We would argue, of course, overall, in the long term, spending money for resilience obviously ensures growth.
In one of the first high-level forums with the IMF in the lead-up to the major climate meeting COP23, the PM hammering home the message that climate change and its effects are devastating and that time is running out. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Regional lending institutions have been urged to look at the financial needs of countries fighting climate change. A high-level Pacific Island dialogue on building resilience to natural disasters and climate change ended in Suva today.
Fiji has long called for adequate funding to be made available to fight climate change, and the same message has been sent to the International Monetary Fund and the Asian Development Bank.
How do we build resilient economies? And of course, to be able to manage public finances through a methodology in which we have debt sustainability. Because as we've demonstrated through, as was seen, I should say, through Cyclone Winston, the depth of the damage that one climatic event can cause can be quite devastating. It caused the loss of about a third of our value of our GDP, which is very, very significant.
The IMF and ADB have committed to working with Pacific nations to come up with a suitable option.
This solution should be, custom-made for the countries. So we want to have a feedback from the high-level policymakers. And then once we have discussed these ideas, it has to be implemented. We have to really know what is a constraint in implementing these policies.
We are increasing the concessional financing and looking for working with countries to developing climate-resilient infrastructure.
The two institutions have also come on board to help build capacity and collaborate with regional governments to fight climate change. Edwin Nant, FBC News.
More than 300 people were admitted to St. Giles Hospital battling depression over the last 5 years. Experts say there are still a large number of people who suffer from the disorder but are not seeking help. Hundreds of people marched through Suva City this morning to mark World Health Day. Kelly Varvala reports.
Depression is common than we may realize, a serious medical illness that negatively affects how you feel, the way you think and how you act.
Depression affects people of all age groups, all walks of life and background. Causes a lot of emotional distress to the person, affects the relationships with family and friends, and of course impacts the ability to study or work or to even earn a living.
National Advisor on Mental Health Dr. Nirvana Karan says a lot of young people are being presented to the mental health facilities for depression.
We feel that the numbers are quite high, but these are not being captured because there's a lot of people who do not come forward to ask for help.
Many Fijians say it is important to always communicate with people who may seem antisocial, as they might be suffering from depression.
Our members, they suffer from this depression mentally, being neglected. It's okay to talk about whatever you want to talk about. It's always good to ask the question, are you okay?
The theme Depression Let's Talk aims to help people battling with the disorder. A lot of people around us come across as antisocial or withdrawn, which might seem socially awkward. Chances are they're dealing with issues they cannot open up about because of the lack of support, taboo and stigma associated with the depression. Kelly Badwala, FBC News.
A Suva High Court staff charged with 1 count of falsification of documents and 1 count of obtaining financial advantage appeared at the Suva Magistrates Court this afternoon. Farzana Bano was charged by the Fiji Independent Commission Against Corruption. Bano is alleged to have dishonestly falsified book copies of receipts and revenue collectors' cash analysis sheets with the intention of obtaining a gain from the Ministry of Justice, and is also alleged to have unlawfully obtained a financial advantage of over $11,000. She has been released on bail. The matter has been adjourned to May 5th. Still to come, Fijians honoured for extraordinary...
हम लोगों में रहते हैं और मिर्ची एफएम सबसे बेस्ट स्टेशन है।
हमारा नाम मिर्ची है, हम गोल्ड टाउन तापुआ में रहता है और मिर्ची इज हॉट इन तापुआ।
Hi, we Badals. We love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
निवेश तापुआ में रहता है, सुनता है यहाँ मिर्ची एफएम is very hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Hard work and integrity is the most important aspect of life. That's the message from Fijians who this morning received the Order of Fiji from President Major General retired Chochi Konrote. Sanian Boiler reports.
Empowering women to contribute to Fiji's economy and being recognized for it is a great motivation for Hafizuddin Khan.
They say there's no substitution for hard work. And the fact that you do it with honesty and integrity and work only for getting better all the time and not because you're competing with anybody, but because you're competing with yourself to be a better person.
Jane Ricketts, who teaches art to inmates, was also one of the 5 people bestowed the Order of Fiji award.
I feel very, very honoured to have been given this award. And I'd like to thank Corrections for their support. No, not really. Well, I knew I was going to receive an award, yes. I've known that for a while. But I didn't know who nominated me.
Our nation is growing because of individuals like our recipients.
You are the backbone to our progress. You have helped Fiji develop at the community, national and international levels.
The government in 1995 instituted the Order of Fiji to recognize the achievement or meritorious service by Fijian citizens and occasionally has honorary appointments by non-citizens. The order has awards for general service and the disciplinary service. Sainiani Mboila, ABC News.
The Westpac Group today celebrated its 200 years of operation. General Manager Brett Hooker says this is a historic achievement for the bank. The bank employs 500 people. The celebrations were held throughout the Westpac branches in Fiji and globally.
Westpac has become part of the Fiji DNA. Our brand is proudly displayed across the island from Nandi Airport to towns and villages in the north, the south, the east and the west. Today is very much about honouring history, and of course history is all about people.
One of the longest-serving radio personalities for Fiji Broadcasting Corporation has called it a day after 40 years of service. Luisa Utonika is a familiar voice on Radio Fiji 1 and says the decision to go off-air didn't come easy. Ana Ravulo has more.
4 decades have passed and the Itoke radio personality says that it hasn't always been smooth sailing.
Started off in 1976, straight from school to here. This is just from the family. For the rest of that 40 years, I spent it with Radio Fiji. I started off here, then I did go back to school. And we have our good times and bad times. Even though I retired, I said, FBC is still in my heart.
Utonika was farewelled by colleagues today and FBC Chief Executive Riyad Said Kayun says she was an asset to the company.
The fact that she stuck around with FBC through our highs and lows, I think demonstrates very aptly the fact that she's a loyal staff member of FBC and always has been one.
The 61-year-old will now spend more time with her 11 grandchildren. Ana Ravulo, FBC News.
Turning to world news, U.S. President Donald Trump has called a chemical weapons attack on a Syrian town earlier in the week a disgrace to humanity. His administration says it now views Syrian President Bashar al-Assad as part of the country's problem instead of the solution. Sports is up next. Here's Jamie with a preview of what's coming up.
Thank you, Jackie, and good evening. Up ahead, fans get ready for Hong Kong Sevens. And World Table Tennis Day celebrations round up. This and more after the break.
I'm from Nepal and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Stanley Goodler and I'm from Australia, but I'm part Fijian from Watraki, and I love listening to Today FM Rocks.
For the best music and less talk, we tune into Today FM in Nasalai Village. Today FM rocks.
My name is Inai Ali and I'm from Ba, and I love the big breakfast on Today FM. I just love it and hope you love it too.
My name is Jay from La Paz. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Naushin and I'm from Sambeto, and I love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
The staff of Pack Leader Pacific dressed up in blue and white today in support of the Vodafone Fiji Sevens team. The staff will especially cheer for their former colleague, Seterek Mbituniata, who will be in action at Sokon Post Stadium later tonight. Meli Tavanga caught up with the ardent Fiji fans and filed this report.
Go Fiji Go from Pack Leader Pacific.
It was a stadium-like environment at the Pack Leader Pacific office. Staff geared up to cheer for their Sevens heroes.
To support our boys and to show them that we do. They have us, and as a corporate organization, we put this together to actually tell them, go for it.
The current run-on team holds a special place in the hearts of all staff due to Seterek Mbituniata.
In 2014, after leaving high school, this was his first work employment, I suppose, and he had worked with us for quite a few months, which is approximately 6 months before he resigned to pursue his career in rugby.
the staff are keeping their fingers crossed that the team will defend their title in Hong Kong.
And they'll bring the victory back home.
That's the same, they will bring the cup back home.
And they will defend the title again for this year.
Hong Kong has proven to be lucky for the Fijians as we grow up watching our idols who have worn the white jersey, and fans are hoping that the drought for a tournament win will end this weekend. Melita Banga, FBC Sports.
The Fiji Table Tennis Association is happy they were able to include players with special needs in their World Table Tennis Day celebrations this year. The two-day celebration, which ended today, saw hundreds of people get a feel of the sport for the very first time. Rohit Deo reports.
The World Table Tennis Day celebrations is growing every year.
Kids turn up. A majority of the kids came from the special schools, so that was a very big positive for us. Our whole concept this year was about inclusion, so it was amazing to see the kids come in from there and just having good fun, and we managed to get a few passes by. We managed to get the people eating at the food court.
President Anthony Ho says events like these are handy to pick out new talents.
It's been very good so far. I mean, we're starting to generate a lot more awareness, especially not just in the schools but into the community and the rural areas.
Senior coach Steve Riley says lack of facilities is hindering the development of this sport.
We're still searching for your business houses and things like that. We're still searching for areas we can possibly use. There's a few small areas, but it's not open to the public. We need something that's open to the public.
The focus now tends towards the Oceania Championships, which will be held in Fiji in 2 weeks' time. 50 athletes from 10 different countries will compete at the meet. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
The Coca-Cola Games Senior Boys 100 meters defending champion Queen Victoria School's Ilaitea Wanga will get a chance to defend his title this year. Wanga, who was disqualified for a false start at the Tailevu zone, has been given the go-ahead to compete at the Fiji finals after QVS appealed the disqualification and zone officials ruled in favor of Wanga, stating that the starter was at fault. Wanga will now be competing in the Blue Ribbon 200 and 4x100 meters events at the Coca-Cola Games. 80 drivers have registered for the inaugural Club Toyota Pacific Energy Car Show, which takes place in Suva tomorrow. The event will give drivers a chance to showcase their modifications made to their cars. Money raised from the event will be donated to charity. The show begins at the Suva City Council car park at 4 p.m. tomorrow.
This is a charity event. We will be giving out the proceeds which comes on the day to the less fortunate kids and also the senior citizens of Fiji.
That's it from Sports Tonight. Weather is up next with Jackie.
It was another beautiful day in most areas of the country as sunshine was the order of the day. In the west, it was mostly sunny with temperatures in the higher 30s. Few showers are expected later tonight. Eastwards from Pack Harbour to Suva, it was also sunny with light winds, but we can expect some showers overnight. And up in Vanua Level, it was also sunny with warm temperatures. At sea, northeasterly winds 15 to 20 knots with moderate to rough seas. And for the tides, the next low tide tonight will be at 10:15 with the high tide tomorrow morning at 4:30. Sunrise will be at 6:14. Also tomorrow, the north can expect cloudy periods with isolated thunderstorms and heavy showers. The rest of the areas can expect brief showers. Tomorrow's temps, most centres will have highs of 30. And looking further on to Sunday, there will be occasional rain, which will become heavy at times. Recapping the main stories, Hong Kong Sevens fever grips Fiji, groundwork for COP23 begins, and High Court clerk charged with theft. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question this week, we are asking, should stern action be taken against drunkards on streets? Visit our FBC website to answer. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News, or you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. Until next time, from the team and I, have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Bye for now.
wakarong na Radio Fiji 1.
Bulan na rango Pina, may koradiri nandi, auto talitaka na wakarongo na Radio Fiji 1, na programo ni mas masu na mataklaylay.
Oya ochone kurinambila mai bunangoru na makete hinga toka kwe bido talitakini na wakarongo na Radio Fiji 1 gini na domo ibiti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 na domo ibiti na bonga ni BNN.